got up and you got your makeup on. You showered. Somebody sent me a tweet. Where's that tweet about good water pressure? Oh, great water pressure in my hotel. I love that one. Thank you. So, have a seat. And get ready for the biggest open-hearted classroom you've ever experienced. Here are just a few of the, this is so exciting. We're in Newark. Is New York in the house? I could feel me some New York City. Now, all of New Jersey in the house. Including Stedman's little hometown of Whitesboro. The borough's here. Now, here are just a few of the countries represented in this space in Newark. Canada's in the house. Thank you, Canada. Sweden's in the house. Ireland's in the house. Poland's in the house. England's in the house. Germany's in the house. India's in the house. Saudi Arabia's in the house. Wow. So glad to have all of you here. Dominican Republic! Okay, so just a special shout out. I know what it took to get here. I mean, it's a Saturday morning. You got things to do, but you're here. Oh, thank you so much. And some people, everybody, it takes a lot to get up and get here, but I know some people, Gail was telling me about Carla from Cleveland. You're by yourself, right? I mean, you came alone. Okay. Because I heard that you know your boyfriend is going to leave you soon. I heard, but that's okay. By the time you're done here, you might be leaving him. By the end of this weekend, it's going to be who's leaving who. But I wanted to salute you, Carla, because Gail told me you took 3 buses, a tram, and 2 cabs to get here. You started at 2:30 in the morning yesterday. By the time you leave, you're going to claim your power. All right. I got this tweet from Ed, one of our men in the audience. Ed says, "What have I gotten myself into?" I understand. Okay, and in honor of that tweet, would all the men in the house please stand up? I think. We call this the Life You Want Tour, with all great women and a few cool men. So thank you, few cool men. Okay, one more. Quincy tweeted this question. Do you ever have a low self-esteem day, and how do you get past them? Yes, all the time. But what I said last night is true. I wasn't just up here talking. I really live it. When I'm feeling low, I really go to the place of gratitude. And let's do this. Take a deep breath. And it reminds me that I'm still here. I'm still here. I get another chance. And one of the reasons why, actually, I do this is because it is my calling. It is what I love the most. having the kinds of conversations that we're going to have today is what stimulates me the most in life. And even during the years of doing the Oprah Winfrey Show, the shows that I loved the most were those shows we did with Gary Zukov, those shows that we did where I knew that you were going to walk away with something that was going to lift you up. I also, I like the fashion and celebrities, they're all right, But the things that really mattered to me was when I knew we were doing something, and sometimes I could feel it. I just get goosebumps. I could feel somebody's watching this. Maybe more than one person is watching this, and they're gonna really get something out of it. They're gonna get a big takeaway. That's what matters to me, and that's why I really created the network, so I could have more of those kinds of conversations. And I just wanted to share with you, there's a show that I do on Sunday mornings called Super Soul Sunday. And if you're not watching, this is how we continue this conversation. We have this conversation every Sunday morning, Super Soul Sunday. It's on 11 o'clock, then it repeats again at 2 o'clock. Take a look. Every Sunday is a lovely day.
This season on Super Soul Sunday, an all-star lineup of spiritual visionaries and thought leaders who can help us live our best lives.
Don't give up on that question.
You won't see this anywhere else.
There's a possibility in life to be out of your mind joyful. I just feel like I'm being used by God.
God's doing a live stream. Oh my God. Join our inspirational wake-up club.
Be on the lookout for those magic moments that happen every single day. That's what a life is.
And connect with viewers around the world for a joy-filled Sunday morning.
We're giving birth to a new kind of society, a new kind of world.
An all-new season of must-see conversations that will open your heart, feed your soul, and help you lead a better life.
Sounds like fun, doesn't it?
Sounds like fun.
Emmy Award-winning Super Soul Sunday. Sundays, 11 a.m., 10 Central, only on OWN.
That's where our conversation continues. So thank you all who tweet with me on Sunday mornings. Sometimes, if I'm in California, I say, gotta get up and tweet for Super Soul Sunday. So we need a mighty team to go on a national weekend arena tour, and we have such great partners. I love a sponsor who shares my vision. Our special tour love today to Olay, and Toyota, who also jumped on board. Our friends at Charmin did something we thought was really kind of fun. And you might appreciate it too. This is just for you, Newark. Take a look. Charmin wanted to contribute to the weekend tour experience in the place they know best. And they don't want you to miss a moment of the Life You Want weekend. So they converted just about every one of the men's rooms into women's rooms. This room hardly any lines, ladies. And when you're in a stadium full of 15,000 women and a few cool men, that, my friends, is the life you want. This was no small feat, and the Charmin crew worked around the clock to create the Ladies' Lounge, adding special touches to make your go a little more enjoyable. Thanks, Charmin. That's why it's so hard to find a men's bathroom. But enjoy the go. Here you go. All right, so we'll be taking 3 bathroom breaks today. Thank you. Okay, now, when I started last night, I was sharing with you this space where I go to under the oaks. And I just actually came from there because we've been on the road and done all these cities. And what I have to do is replenish. And if I don't replenish myself, I end up with an empty cup. And you have nothing left to give to anybody else. So I make it a practice to replenish. And I remember the very first time we were doing a life coach on the show back in the 90s, Cheryl Richardson. And she was asking the women in the audience, where are you on your list of priorities? We did the whole list. Everybody was at the bottom of their list. That was in 1992. Because in 1992, our thinking was you had to be at the bottom of the list. And I remember Cheryl said you should be at the top of the list, and the women in the audience started to boo her. And I had to stop them literally and say, this is not the Jerry Springer show. We do not boo people here. But they were booing her because they thought the very idea of putting yourself at the top of the list, who does she think she is? She must not have children. I said, she didn't say, leave your children in the street. She just said, put yourself on the list, top of the list. Build yourself up so that you will have enough to give to other people. Now, I talked last night about the disease to please. For the longest time, I had issues with people saying I was full of myself because I didn't want anybody to think I was full of myself. I was always going down, trying to make myself smaller in other people's presence so that they wouldn't think that I was full of myself. I was afraid of that. And now, I yearn to be full. I yearn to be so full that my cup runneth over. So when you say she's full of herself, you right about that. I'm filled up. I'm so full, I have enough to offer everybody else who's trying to take from my cup. So that's why I applaud and celebrate you for being here today, for taking this time out for yourself to fill your cup until it overflows. Now, the best way to do that for me is to sit in silence. Gail calls sometimes, what are you doing? Alone with your thoughts? Yes, I'm never alone because I love being with me. And having the time to be with my thoughts, to get still. There's a wonderful Bible phrase, I'm not trying to preach the Bible to you, but there is a wonderful phrase that says, be still and know. Now, be still and know that I am God. You cannot hear your own inner voice, which is the voice of God, the voice of universal energy flowing through you. You cannot hear it if you're listening to the voices of the world. You just can't hear it. So, and it's true, whether you're buying a pair of shoes, you're in the store and you're like, do you like these shoes? I don't know, do you like these shoes? What do you think? Should I get these shoes? So whether it's shoes, a house, a man, a job, anytime you have to ask everybody else, should I, it means you haven't stilled yourself enough to know. Because the answer is always within you. Other people have no power in your territory. They may have advice, they may have opinions, but other people have no power. And nobody knows what to do with what's going on in your life other than you. So you have to get still to know what that is. And you can't if you're constantly going, what should I do, what should I do, what should I do? So, the best way to stillness for me is either through prayer or meditation. And don't be afraid of the word meditation. Meditation just means stilling, S-T-I-L-L, making yourself still enough so that you can feel the vibrational force within yourself and know what the next right move is. There's nobody better at expressing the space of stillness, I think, than Nepo. Now, I was introduced to his book. It's called The Book of Awakening. It's available, you can get it anywhere, even here. It's called The Book of Awakening, and they're daily little meditations. But I read those, I chose it as one of my favorite things, and realized that he really is an American treasure. He's one of the most prolific, soul-expanding poets, philosophers of our time, and he has literally sparked more ahas for me, than I can count. Nepo.
If you have 1 hour out there and many hours to go, you must breathe slowly. If you have 1 arm's length and many things to care for, you must give freely. If you have one chance to know God and many doubts, you must set your heart on fire. Those are the words of Nepo. He's a poet, a philosopher, and the author of 15 books, including one of my all-time favorite things,
We can begin to open our hearts and change the world.
The Book of Awakening, a #1 New York Times bestseller.
He referred to this as a spiritual first aid kit.
This really opens us to listen with our hearts.
Mark's gentle wisdom will stir your soul.
That's why you put a poet on the pen.
Every single being has an amazing, unfathomable gift.
It has literally, at times, taken my breath away.
That is so powerful. I never thought of it that way before.
The world needs authentic beings to have the courage to be who they are.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Yeah. What a joy to be here with you. And you know, I also want to thank you for taking time out of your lives to gather in this way. I believe it makes a difference because we're more together than alone. Together, we can help each other release our better selves. And you know, like all of you, I was very deeply moved by all that Oprah shared last night, and even more by how she continues to demonstrate that it's possible to find the courage and heart to be the particular person we each are born to be. When we can be who we are, we can inspire each other. For to be who we truly are helps to grow the world. I want to share a moment with you from my time in Maui when we recorded our Super Soul Sunday here. Off camera, before we began, Oprah pulled me aside and she said, "This is your time. I don't want you to leave anything unsaid that's on your heart." And I felt so welcome and empowered that I believed her. I know you meant it, and I felt her belief in me. And so, because of that, we entered such a deep space together that I left more myself. And it has stayed with me. I am a few more inches inhabiting my own soul. So, Oprah, my soul grew for being in your soul.